Right now I'm in the pits with Kyle from LYFE Motorsports. This is Team USA. Earlier, we were looking in the morning sessions. We saw some troubles. Tell us what's going on right now.
We got in the morning session, took about a lap and a half, and had a piston blow on us right on the front straight. So right now we're scrambling, trying to figure out what we can do with that. We essentially got to either source a new engine or do something wild and crazy. But right now it's not looking good for us.
We felt a little bit bad for ourselves. We'd come a long ways to be there, and when that engine blew up, we were, I think as a team, somewhat devastated by it. Looking at what some of these other teams had gone through and what we were all going through as competitors at this event.
And on no wonder Suzuki's pulled up, and smoke pouring out of the left-hand side of this car. Sideways through the first corner, and that is going to flat spot a set of those tyres.
This is an issue as well. Steve Glennie off to the side. There's a big problem right there. Gareth Lloyd, a big fire. It's burning away there for every second.
Everyone was, giving their all, throwing everything into this to make their car the fastest they possibly could. And we were right there with them. We were kind of at a loss. We didn't know quite what to do until it was one of the other competitors, and Australians are awesome.
Out of nowhere, we had a gentleman show up and offer us a pretty much complete power plant, other than the easier parts to bolt on and make the car operational again.
But we were approached by a guy named Brian, running a Corvette of all things, so he had just enough American pride to come down and help us out. And he had a bone stock GTR engine at his house about an hour away from the track, and he was kind enough to loan it to us. I've never even heard of this. And that just speaks volumes for the people in Australia and the people in Sydney, the people running World Time Attack, that they were willing to do anything to just see us turn a lap. Nobody wanted to see us down and out.
We're here to put a race car on a track.
Everybody jumped into action mode, started pulling the motor out. By the time that motor was out, the new motor had shown up.
The mood changed. Everybody jumped in. They were doing whatever they could to make the whole change happen as smoothly and as quickly as possible. And from that point, it was swapping parts back and forth.
There was no amount of effort that would have been too great during the next 12 hours.
It was kind of a guessing game as to where the tools were, because there were people using tools left and right.
The way everything was laid out, from needing this specialty tool, and next thing you know, it's literally the next pit right next to us. You don't want to bother anyone scrambling to get everything accomplished.
We were not the only team thrashing through the night. We were, one of the few teams, and we were just trying to make that one-time lap. Just get around, put a time. We don't want to see a DNF. That was priority number one. And we weren't the only team doing it, with Under Suzuki right next to us. Those guys were rebuilding an engine, a fresh one again.
Sleep, we don't need that. The guys next to us, under Suzuki, those guys, they're superheroes too, man. They stayed up and changed another motor and they did the same thing. They had that same mindset. It doesn't matter, don't give up. Just get it done, get it built, get it back on track.
In a euphoric stage just from the amount of sleep we had, it was kind of it was one of the things, you know, we joke about, oh, I could do this in my sleep. Well, we did.
Within probably half an hour, 45 minutes, we each started up our cars. We were cheering for them, they were cheering for us. It was just a lot of positive camaraderie. The racing spirit is why we did the whole thing, and it turned out really great.
Chad Nailon down in pit lane at Sydney Motorsport Park alongside Toshi Hayama, our expert commentator. Toshi, we saw some amazingly fast times yesterday for day one, but we also saw plenty of drama. What an incredible first day.
Heat was the name of the game yesterday, and it was actually taking out engines, it was taking out tires, power steering was failing. So what we saw yesterday with the Pro Class was a devastating amount of damage to all the cars. A lot of them were up all night changing their engines. I know for a fact that Under Suzuki started his car at 4:30 in the morning. Team LYFE was donated a brand new engine. They got their car started at 3, so a lot of drama going on behind the pits.
The energy the next morning when everybody came in on that hour and a half of sleep, we had the feeling everybody knew it was going to work. They'd run it, they'd felt comfortable with it, and we had the right group of guys. When day two kicked off, it was ours. First step, get a timed lap. We got it.
It brought a tear to my eye to see that car actually make it around the track and get a timed lap in. And at that point, that was all I was looking for, was a timed lap.
Look at that now, an absolute sea of people. Beautiful sunshine here in Sydney, Australia, as the pit walk starts. And here they all come, and a great opportunity to have a look at all of our entrants that have put their cars out for the pit walk. And they're looking for Under Suzuki's car. They're obviously looking for LYFE Motorsport. Yep.
It was during the pit walk when it really hit home how many people were there. It was thousands and thousands of people. I've been to a lot of professional races, worked on a lot of professional teams, and I've never had so many people come to a pit walk to be right there involved with the cars. And that just shows what a good event this is, and how true the fans are that attend this event.
Yeah, it was just fun to be a part of that, to be a part of something big like that, and to be, you know, kind of center stage almost.
Car ran good, no issues. Made some tweaks, tried to adjust the car for the lower power levels and maximize the speed. Chassis wasn't built for half the horsepower, so that wasn't the goal to build, so we tried to accommodate that as much as possible. And we just went quicker every single session.
Cole Powelson from LYFE Motorsport again. They felt dead in the water. They felt they travelled all the way around the world to be here and for no reason. And a donated engine, a VR38, the crew got it all together, put this thing back out in pit lane at 3 a.m, fired it up, ran it for 30 minutes, checked everything out and proceeded to put all that aero back together. Now he's gone out there and done a pretty decent time with his car.
What a shot.
Let's have a look at this one now. The LYFE Motorsport R35. Yeah, 33.742. That's the best for him this weekend too. Again, they haven't had that many laps, and I think if that stock engine stays with a conservative amount of boost, the only issue they'll have is tyres. But you know what? There won't be a problem with tyres, Chad, because they spent half the day yesterday not needing them.
And it looks like Cole Powelson might have just snuck into the top 5 for the Super Lap Shootout today. It goes to show you that you should never give up in this sport. After all their work last night with the stock standard R35 motor, they are going to make the Super Lap Shootout. That's a great story.
So we made it to the session, the final session before the Invitational Super Session, and we got out there and turned it a lap. It was better than the previous fast lap for us, but still not that quick, but respectable. And we were really looking to the final session, and that's when we were gearing it up. We were going to try to put a little timing and fuel in the motor. We had nothing to do as far as boost goes, but thought we had a little bit more. I definitely was learning the car each session. We were making tweaks to aero and chassis every single session, so we knew the super session was going to be the place for us. And
that is one perfect puddle, but it's not. It's not good for us. This is crazy rain, and for those people watching on the live stream around the world, thanks to K&N, have a look at this.
It rained on our parade. Literally, it was something we looked forward to. We barely made it in, and it was rained out. It was obvious. The storm came in hard. And there's nothing we could do at that point.
There was quick disappointment that we weren't going to get another lap to, improve our time, whether it's a whole second or a tenth or whatnot. And I mentioned to Cole as soon as the rain started pouring, I said, where do we stand on the R35 record that we spoke about? And Kyle started searching around, and he jumped up so fast.
I realized that we had got the record we came for by 1/100th of a second without making it to the super session, and it was all right after that. We celebrated, tears were shed, and hugs were given, handshakes and high fives all around. It was that was the reason we came down there. It was not a lap time that we're personally proud of. It's not a reflection of what the car can actually do, but it was the record we got, and it was the record we came for, and that was everything we needed to go home with a smile on our face.
Easy. Didn't even fudge, dude. You're at $1.10. That thing doesn't move anyway. Andrew brought that? Yeah. He said you're supposed to drink it on the arrow.
I think, as far as like the trip to Australia, things like that, it's a total once in a lifetime opportunity, and you can't thank Kyle and Cole enough for making it happen. All the sponsors that believed in us to be able to go and represent them well.
I was determined, no matter what it took out of me and the rest of the guys, to be part of something great.
If I had known how many people had been following the build and the team from the beginning of our announcement of attending the World Time Attack, I would have come a little bit more prepared. It was people were coming out of the woodwork left and right. People printed off their own hero cards, their own pictures, things that they wanted signed, memorabilia, because they'd followed our adventures from the beginning of the season before we even went to Pikes Peak. And that meant so much to us, because we're just here with our heads down, working each day, just trying to build the best car that we can. And when somebody comes up and says, hey, I've noticed your guys' effort, I respect your team, I love what you guys are doing, please come back next year. It's why we do this stuff.
And we have people coming by the pit just all day long. That car's so awesome. I've been following that car since since you started building it. We've been so excited to see this car down here, and we're so excited to see you guys run. And it was just cool. It was this huge event, and we had people that were excited to see something that we'd put together, and it really brought home to me what a special project this was. What a good, a good thing that this was that we were able to do. I feel like we need to go back and prove something.